Hello, authors, book lovers, and storytellers. Welcome to another session here in Reader's Magnet's featured author interview. My name is Leah, and I will be your host for today. And with me is one of the Reader's Magnet's featured author. And of course, we are very honored and happy that he is also giving us a chance to know him as an author, what this book is all about, and of course, what's the inspiration behind him writing this book. So, everyone, let's all welcome our one and only Mr. Stephen Casado, author of the book I Didn't See That Coming, but He Did. All right. Hello, Stephen. How are you doing? It's good to see you.
I'm doing well. I'm glad to be here, and I'm very excited.
Wow, me too. Thank you so much for that, Stephen. All right. So again, Stephen, before we tackle more information about your book, we wanted to know who Stephen Casado is. So maybe, a little bit of self-introduction.
So, for myself, I'm 37. I have a twin sister, and my mother had my sister and I at 6.5 months. So, as a baby, I was a born survivor. I was fighting for my life. Going forward, I was bullied in school for being the smallest kid. Stumbled upon diabetes, alcoholic dad, a bunch of conundrums came towards my direction. Um, but I found a lot of hope and strength. But I had to be broken down and rebuilt to be where I am today.
Wow, that is awesome, Stephen. That is truly inspirational. Sharing your own experience to the past that you have, the things that you have been through from the past and right now having that new hope, new faith, new purpose. Wow, I love that. Okay, thank you so much for that, Stephen. So, yes, it's now time to know more information about your book. And I also believe that this is also the inspiration behind you creating this whole, book, this whole story. All right. So, yes, Stephen, I wanted to start with the title. I didn't see that coming, but he did. So, can you tell us what does that mean?
So originally, this whole concept was just for me to have a therapeutic outlook, and I am legally blind from my diabetes. So you know, you can see that I didn't see that coming, but he did. He referring to God. Um, it was quite the journey. Trying to think of the title for the book, but once it was established, I knew I had a winner here.
Wow. So it's all about, having a faith with our one and only. Wow, I like that, Stephen. And now, Stephen, this book is really full of inspiration, the journey towards you battling with all these um what happened to your life, what's going on now. Is there any surprising moment that you encounter while creating this book?
No, um, for me, writing this book was very easy. I Again, I have a twin who's an actress. She
Mhm.
was on Sesame Street for 19 years. I have aunts and uncles that are in the business. So when it comes to writing things down, speaking, it comes naturally. So this was a walk in the park. It was easy. I enjoyed putting it together.
Wow, that's awesome. And when was the time, Stephen, that you really decided to, hey, I wanted to jot down notes. I also wanted to inspire people. What was the event that really led you into writing?
I would say there was a few people in my life that actually inspired me. Uh, And I stumbled across one of my first scriptures, Proverbs 15:1, that says, "A gentle answer turns away wrath, but harsh words stir up anger." So when I soak that in and everybody starts telling me, "Hey, Steve, you have a story. Everybody has a story. You speak well." And I'm like, well, maybe I could do something with this. And I started observing how I presented myself, how I was representing myself, and just one step at a time, one day at a time, everything just wrote itself out. And here I am.
hmm Yes, yes, I believe that. And yet, you know what, Stephen, that being said, may I also know, from the courage you have coming from your friends, family members, what was the impact of you writing this book to you and to your loved ones?
Uh, writing it was for them to understand. where I came from. Obviously, they know who I was, but it's a reminder where I came from, where I am, where I'm going. If the message in this book changed my life for the better, then the idea is to pay it forward and to let my family and my friends know, hey, listen, everybody has a story. You can either be impacted in a negative format or a positive format, depending on how you deal with the circumstance. So this was just, it elevated me. Now I pay it forward and I let everybody know the circumstance of how God formed me to be the man that I am today. If he could be a blessing to me, he could be a blessing for others.
Wow. That is priceless, Stephen. You know what? I really like it because you really highlighted, the important of everyone should know that the value of encouragement is that it also reveals, the initiative that expresses their opinion, and they generally feel more, let's say, um, it's actually a gift that everyone wanted to receive, the value of encouragement and what platform you are in right now. Wow, and that's lovely. Now, by having this book, Stephen, what do you want your readers to take away after reading this whole story?
That I guess that's it's not so much a difficult question. I basically threw things down. I just hope that somebody could pick it up. Um, there's a lot of different avenues in my book. Hopefully, somebody will stumble across something that'll capture their attention. Um, I mean, that's pretty much all I can say in regards to that.
Right. Thank you so much for that, Stephen. And also, Stephen, I know that this is actually the kind of book that everyone should have, I must say. Why? Because, again, this book is really full of inspiration, a wonderful creation that will surely, let's say, inspire each individual to really see new hope, new journey, an open heart for new possibilities, to also, let's say, discover the power of faith, to know one's purpose here on earth, the love, the sacrifices, and most importantly, how you also highlighted the relationship you have with God, and having this book. So I believe that that is also um one of the things that you wanted to, advocate to the readers, right? And I can tell, Stephen, that this book is really such a successful creation. Now, how did this book help you between, the relationship you had with God?
Well, I mean, it definitely, again, it's just a reminder of where I was, because I there was a whole part of my life where I didn't even know God. I knew of him. I didn't know him. So I had to be broken down and rebuild and then humble myself by not going by what I know, but what's written in the Bible. So then I'm going in for education purposes, reading. And then, now I look where I am. My faith has gotten me a long way. Can't see me going uh, anywhere without it. It's just a part of me. It's a part of my walk daily. Um, Having this book created, again, it goes to show where I was, the poor choices that I made as an individual. But again, I had to be broken down and rebuilt to be where I am today with the strength that I have in my hope.
Wow. I love that. I love the inspiration, the purpose, the story behind you writing this book. And I think that this is also the kind of book, Stephen, that everybody should have. From the guidance, as what you mentioned earlier, the things that you can do to be drawn closer to God, to make difference, not just for yourself, but also for, other people's lives too. Wow, this is really an inspirational, Stephen. And also, Stephen, I wanted you to also take this opportunity. What will you tell to people who would like to read your book?
You know, um, Again, I threw things down, and I just really hope anybody can pick up something. There's a lot of, like I said, there's a lot of different avenues between substance abuse, relationships, work ethics. I mean, there's no specific demographic that I was targeting. This book was assembled for everybody and anybody to pick up anything. I just hope that it speaks and it does its purpose, and I hope that again, somebody picks up what I'm throwing down, because you can't unring a doorbell. I hope that it speaks
Mhm.
volume, they hear what they hear, and I hope that it changes them for the better.
Absolutely. You need to have that open heart to everyone, our viewers. Again, Mr. Stephen Casado, thank you so much for gracing with us today. And of course, for our viewers out there, I also like to invite you that Mr. Stephen Casados will also be joining. His book will also be displayed during the LA Times Festival of Books, and that will be happening this coming April 22nd to the 23rd in USC. Campus in the Los Angeles Times Festival of Books. So, yes, everyone, for those who are watching, it's now your time to really know further information about Mr. Stephen Casado's book. And yes, you may also follow him on all the social media platform he has. Again, Stephen, thank you so much for gracing with us today. And yep, as we say it here in Reader's Magnet, we share your story with the world. Thank you so much, Stephen.
I appreciate you. Thank you as always.